Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. Welcome to our very first episode of Too Large and A Sarge. I'm Nancy.
And I'm Tegan.
And I'm Sam, and together we make Too Large and A Sarge. And if you would happen to hear a door knock, a phone ring, or a dog bark, it's because we're filming live in our dining room, and our program is rated R for real people, real life, and real topics.
Absolutely. And you can get our show Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., like I said in our promo. Too Large and A Sarge, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. on Facebook, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
And as far as our show is concerned, we are going to welcome on our Facebook page any sort of, you have any show ideas, any sort of information you'd like to give us, upcoming events, if there's any local events you would like us to share, please feel free to be part of that with us. We'll be more than glad to mention that on our program. And let's talk about Too Large and A Sarge. How did this all happen in the first place?
I don't know if they want the real story.
I got the name Too Large and A Sarge because these are two of the dearest people in my life. Tegan and myself, we are voluptuous.
Voluptuous. I couldn't have said any better. Warning, curves ahead.
Dangerous curves. So I thought Too Large would be nice. Tegan was a little upset about the double large. She said, wait a minute, let's draw lines on how
I want
big.
people to think we're fatties.
Hey, I got a little extra cushion. But so that's how we got the Too Large. And
we got the Sarge because between my military experience and my experience at a state prison for 18 years of my life, out of the 41 years of my existence, I've been a sergeant.
hence the name
Too Large and A Sarge.
And we just think that we're interesting people. You will be our jury and execution if we're not. But we just have a lot to say. I think we're very opinionated people. I think we're very passionate people. And we hope to put on a fantastic program for you today and every day.
Yes. And we kind of all come from different walks of life, too. So the opinions are strong.
And we're different. And the fun thing is, too, is we're in different phases of our life right now.
Absolutely.
We'll talk in further episodes about
good or bad.
Yeah. Well, no, we gotta be positive. But we have one of our members here that's going to be moving into again, starting over with dating and relationships.
Yeah, that would be me. Thank you.
And then we've got the settled down where we're not afraid to wear pants with larger holes than we probably should.
Revealing larger holes, maybe.
Oh, no. That's fantastic.
It's true. And that's what's going to make this show, I think, special for us to do for you and special for all of you listening to us. And before we get into any further topics, let's take a moment or two out for you. This is a daily program. We have the weather for you. So right now, here's Too Large and A Sarge weather. For today, it'll be mostly sunny. Our high will be almost 40 today. It's going to be a breezy day as well, too. For tonight, the low will be 31. And for tomorrow, again, another mostly sunny day. It'll be another breezy day. It will be warmer, though. We're going from almost 40 to 50s for our Tuesday.
And now it's time for Too Large and A Sarge Sports. The Steelers had yesterday off, but on the other side of the state, the Philadelphia Eagles routed the Cowboys 37-9. Tonight's game will be the Falcons versus the Seahawks, and the Pittsburgh Penguins have off until Wednesday evening. That's Too Large and A Sarge Sports.
All right. So, guys, it's a busy week. It's probably one of the busiest weeks of the entire year. Let's take a look at what we've got. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, Christmas, don't get me wrong. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, but after that, it's kind of done.
Absolutely.
This week, we've got Amateur Night, Wednesday night. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Thanksgiving Day.
Black Friday shopping.
Tons of it. And it's not even Black Friday anymore, and we'll talk about that a little later, too.
Not to mention all the guys leaving on Friday or Saturday for hunting camp for Monday morning.
Oh, yeah. Buck season.
Buck season.
I don't know who all's going to be listening to this, but if you're out of the state of Pennsylvania and has never entered the state of Pennsylvania, buck season, it's a holiday.
Absolutely it is. The kids take off school and everything.
It's serious. It's a serious holiday in Pennsylvania.
At the height of the hunting in Pennsylvania, on the first day of buck, we're the 4th largest army in the world.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's a lot of dead deer.
That's a lot of deer jerky.
I'm telling you, a comedian said it best, though, about buck season. A comedian said if you want to get your buck don't go out in the woods, don't grab a gun, just drive fast down the highway with your headlights on, and you won't even need to search for them.
Yes.
They'll run right into your car.
At least around where we live, between 219 and Route 30, the carnage is awful.
Oh yeah. You want a buck, just keep driving back and forth on the highway. You'll be fine. You will find more buck than your vehicle can handle.
Oh no.
Which leads me into some research on the Thanksgiving. Is possibly a turkey wasn't used for the first Thanksgiving, that venison was readily available for the first meal.
And that makes a lot
Really?
of sense.
Yes, really.
I'm a big fan of venison. Like, I use it as hamburger. I don't even use beef too much anymore. It's really low fat.
That's crazy. So, already we have a ton of things to talk about. Plus, don't forget, not only do we have the Black Friday and all the shopping with that, and Thursday they're starting shopping. Now they've created over the course of the past several years, Small Business Saturday. We've got Cyber Monday for those of us who love to shop in our pajamas and with our hair unwashed and ourselves unkept. And
Which, side note, by the way, please don't do that in public.
a whole other topic of conversation. Good luck on that one, Tegan. I'd like you to, since everybody has a cause nowadays, I'd like you to create that cause and see how well that works out.
I will work very hard on that. Thank you.
All right, so I'm a huge fan of useless information, and I Google every single thing I possibly can. And for amateur night, Wednesday night is known as amateur night to me because if you Google search the biggest drinking night of the entire year, and look this up if you believe I'm lying, but the biggest drinking night of the entire year is Thanksgiving Eve.
I wonder why that is. Like, I wonder how that even happened.
You know, I'm glad you asked that because I've thought about this. It's also one of the biggest travel weeks of the entire year. And I think with a lot of families, since they aren't able sometimes because they have kids of their own and Santa and stuff to take care of, they don't necessarily get home for Christmas. So Thanksgiving's the perfect time for them to come in town and maybe set up that time to reconnect with people.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, come on, what better place to reconnect and cut loose than, at a bar
Right.
before Thanksgiving.
That's true.
Plus, before Christmas, you have Christmas Eve, you have
Right.
church
That's
services.
true.
Black Friday, there's church services before Easter because
That makes sense.
So you're saying you have to be holy before Christmas.
you have to
No.
be holy, but
So if there's a day to get your dirty work done, it's the day before Thanksgiving.
right.
And then just be thankful that you don't
thankful
have a
that-
bad hangover the next day.
I remember in my 20s, which was a little while ago, we would always go into Somerset, into the Ramada, and it was huge. It was huge. And I will be honest and tell you that I never walked away unscathed. So.
Or other people unscathed.
Hey.
And again, when was your 20s again, Tegan?
Yeah. 10 years ago.
But it's the biggest drinking night of the year, and I wish I wouldn't have had children at such an early age because I never got a chance to truly enjoy it, but I've heard about it. The stories are fantastic, and who knows, maybe once the children grow up and get older, I'll have an opportunity to see exactly what it's about.
I don't want to be the creepy old people
hanging
out at the bar and then like, ooh.
So this is why they call it amateur night, huh, kiddo? Yeah, old
creepy
dude.
old guy keeps buying me drinks. I'm gonna take him until he tries to take me home.
Oh yeah, you'll still totally get played, absolutely, for sure.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so Wednesday night, that's your useless piece of information. That is the biggest drinking night of the year. And then Thanksgiving, we've been having a lot of conversations before we started recording this show about just Thanksgiving traditions in general. One of the biggest discrepancies between the three of us, I think, is about the it's about the Thanksgiving dinner itself.
Yes.
Tegan, explain why you're just really weird.
Well, that's been day one, so we can't exactly explain that one. But I don't like the stuffing in the bird. Once you take the guts out, I don't think you should stuff things back in a cavity, then to prepare and eat it. I think it's disgusting. And Sammy's got his hand on his.
I got my hand on my head, and I'll make a turkey with stuffing in it, and then have somebody else make a turkey without stuffing in it, and I win the Pepsi challenge on that bird all day long.
Is that
because it
what the
keeps
big
it
thing-
moist,
is that
it
what
keeps
is?
it everything. It doesn't allow it to dry out. It's just better. And plus, that's how Mom did it, so that's how I do it.
And I just don't want the stuffing. I'll cook it in there, sure, but I just think that's.
Stuffing balls are good, but they get dry. They're too dry.
Yeah, but I like dry. I'm the girl that likes the brownies in the corner.
Well, I like them too, but it's got to have a little bit of the moist ends also.
Okay, another side note, the word moist drives me insane.
And now that you know this, we'll probably use the word moist on repeated episodes just to drive Tegan a little bit crazy. But no, I agree with Sam. And with your point, like you're taking the insides out. If you make a good stuffing, you're putting some of the insides back in again because we use little pieces of
The giblets. Some people don't use the giblets. I can't understand that.
waste not, want not, Tegan.
Right.
They're killing me.
I go to the local market and I'll buy extra giblets and I put extra giblets
they
in
sell
my
them?
stuffing. Absolutely, they sell a pack of turkey giblets.
Oh, what section is that in?
That's in the poultry section.
Oh, is it? I'm learning things. This is fantastic.
This is a show of useless information and to further our education here. No, I totally agree with them about the giblets, the stuffing inside of the turkey. It does keep the turkey moist. And I like the idea of the natural juices of the turkey kind of setting into the stuffing. I like that. I think it adds a little extra flavor, but to each their own. That's one thing that we'll post on Facebook as well today too. Stuffing inside the turkey, and that'll be our question of the day. On our show, we'll have one of those every day.
Giblets or not?
Oh, there we go. Yeah. That'll be a two-parter.
There you go. Don't people eat turkey necks too?
Oh yeah. My mom used to eat turkey neck all the time, and it's good. They're delicious.
Huh. I have a lot to learn apparently. So.
And also the Pope's nose. Not a lot of people know about the Pope's nose. It's the turkey's tail. It's a little fatty, a little meaty. Absolutely delicious.
I've never eaten that once.
Yeah, the Pope's
Me
nose.
neither.
And one of the biggest things that I always wanted when I was a kid, but then I don't know why the luster was lost from it so quickly for me, but was the wishbone. I always wanted the wishbone, and my mom would never cut the darn turkey to give me the wishbone until later on in my life, until I was like late middle school. And then I got it, and I cracked it once, and it was just kind of...
It kind of fizzled out. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't spend too much time in my family being the youngest. So I didn't enjoy getting the biggest part of the wishbone because you always had to make sure that the baby of the family got the biggest part of the wishbone, and you make sure you break the end off so the baby would win. You got your wish, you won, and everything else.
I think my sisters were too busy getting the big part of the wishbone to ever worry about me. That's funny.
I just keep thinking about, how 2017 has been, and maybe I should have been cracking a lot more wishbones over the years. Oh my
It's been a pretty
word.
rough one this year. Yeah.
I know. It's so fast too. I can't believe it. Like, we're talking about Thanksgiving week right now. It's Thanksgiving week.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Is it just me, or is 2017
It's gone.
just...
It's a blink of the eye.
Yeah, there was so much. I think sometimes there's just so much going on that we don't actually concentrate on what day we're on. We're constantly looking forward. And that kind of stuff drives me nuts. You have to stop. You have got to stop and look what's around you and enjoy every single thing.
And it's nice because weeks like this, throughout the hustle and bustle, I don't know if any of you two feel this way, or any of you listeners, but I get a little sentimental. I get a little mushy, and there's always that period during this week and like maybe the week before Christmas and Christmas where I just start... I'm a really appreciative person. We have a lot to be thankful for in our lives. And I get that mushy spot, where the Grinch's heart increased 10 times its normal size or whatever. I get one or two of those moments, But it's nice that we have these weeks like this because it gives us that moment, like you said, to kind of stop and think about...
Appreciate what we actually have.
Yeah, where we've been and what we have to look forward to.
And what we've learned and...
And knowing that all the paths that we've taken has led us to right
we are.
right where we are.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And as you can see on our show, we digress. We were talking about the bird and the turkey dinner, and all of a sudden now tears are forming out of the corners of our eyes. But
But I think it's because we're talking about stuff that we're thankful for and memories, and this is it's a week for being thankful and thinking of family and past traditions and everything.
Absolutely.
and speaking of what to be thankful for, Sam here is thankful for sweet potatoes.
Oh heavens, no! Sweet potatoes and yams are the worst food in the entire world.
Is it a texture thing? Or
It's
what?
when I was a lot younger, when I was a toddler and a young kid, I had food allergies, and the only thing I can eat was baby yams out of baby food.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I eat snails, I eat beef tongue, I eat
Yeah.
whatever.
So it's not a texture thing.
Pickled pig's feet. I eat pickled pig's feet. I can't eat yams. I've tasted them. I know. Yeah. I can see what the allure of the yams are. No, thank you. I'll pass on the yams all day long. The yams don't even get made at my house. It's the devil's food.
That's so funny.
That is funny. That's funny. I didn't realize it was an allergy.
There's a couple times I've tried to sneak stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, oh here, try this tasty chip. Well, why is it orange? Oh no, they just put dye in it. It's Halloween chips, but it's not. It's Easter. Oh,
I could pick up a piece of chocolate off the ground and like pull the hair and dirt off it and pop it in my mouth. I'm like, oh, I'm good with that. Yams, no.
you see an orange chip, he cowers in fear.
But like cooked carrots and stuff don't bother you?
No. They don't taste anything like yams.
I know, but they kind of.
It's not. No.
I think it's more, and let's be honest, I think in some cases it's more mind over matter than
absolutely.
anything.
Absolutely
It's that shut off in our psyche where like no,
Yeah.
can't have it. I share the same thing. It's non-related to Thanksgiving, but I have that same problem with, believe it or not, stuffed mushrooms.
Oh.
Years back, I had stuffed mushrooms for supper one night at a friend's house, and they were tasty. They were really, really good. They weren't tasty later on that night as I had to see them again in a different form. I won't get too disgusting
Yeah.
with it, but yeah, I think it's just, and I see them and they make my mouth water, but I just can't,
Yeah.
I can't commit
No.
to it.
I
I'm
think
kind of
once
done.
you've been sick on something or had it too much, you definitely don't want it. Mine are oatmeal cream pies
Oh, I love oatmeal cream pies.
and white Russians.
Oh. I think we all have that. Hey, you know what? This ties in with amateur night. I think we all have that one drink that we won't ever do again
No.
because of some bad. What's yours, Sam?
Mine would be Night Train wine from the wine and spirit store.
Night Train.
Night Train. Yeah.
It sounds like a friggin' disaster.
It's
Sounds like it's rocking. Guns N' Roses, like a Night Train.
it makes Mad Dog look like Cristal.
Oh no! Oh. And when did you discover that you didn't like Night Train? How old were you?
Oh, I was only 21, 22 years old. Yeah.
Oy.
The one thing I'm most nervous about, you have to just kind of sneak it in, or I just can't think about it, is whiskey. I have a problem with whiskey. One time we were young in our 20s, and we were looking to get a buzz, like all young kids do, and we just kept pouring whiskey in everything. Like we started draining everything from the soda to the Kool-Aid. I think we put whiskey in water, like anything we could find. And I swear to you, everything came up, including my shoes that night. And since then, I won't do a straight whiskey shot.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But so amateur night. If you're young and you're listening to this, here's some ideas for you of what not to delve into.
Don't binge on your favorite drinks because in the
No.
morning they may not be your favorite drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, if
that's
you
our
enjoy
PSA
them.
for today.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy them in moderation if you really like them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know what? What are some other? For the young listeners, what are some other rules too? Don't mix. Don't mix a ton of different drinks together either. Don't mix your beers with your wines with your shots. That's never.
Yeah, that's not a good one.
That's
and
not
like me with the milky, like the White Russian, like Bailey's type stuff drink. Don't overdo those. Oh, that is just hit. It makes me want to throw up. That is just hideous. Oh.
We once attended a birthday party, all three of us. And there wasn't much left to drink, and I drank about a quarter bottle straight of butter schnapps, and that wasn't a good idea. I probably never drink butterscotch schnapps again.
I've never seen a person bring alcohol back up the way that I had seen Sam bring alcohol up. And we're mentioning this because this infamous birthday party the three of us were at, we were all attendees at this birthday party. It was out in the yard. Sam turned the grass brown, eternally brown, from the acid that he had brought up in the alcohol mix. It looked like The Exorcist had hit the bathroom that night with me. So
I think what we're just trying to get here is for the younger people or the older people or anybody, be responsible on amateur night.
there we go. You know what?
Don't overdo it.
Public service announcements.
Yes.
Yeah.
Always, DD is always a good idea. Now they have Uber, there's taxis and everything. Just make sure you're safe and smart to celebrate the next day. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, yeah. That's well said. You know, we're laughing and joking around about drinking and having a good time, and we expect you for the holidays to enjoy your eggnog and your holiday parties. But come on, it's not worth it at the end of the day.
No.
I mean, it could lead up to your death, somebody else's death. You know, at the very least, just as painful, fines. Who wants to get fines for drunk driving?
Yeah.
Seriously, it's not worth it. So pick a buddy, pick a friend. Send us a message at Too Large and A
Yes,
Sarge.
absolutely. We would totally come pick you up just for the entertainment value.
Oh, we'll come pick you up, but please understand if we're picking you up.
You're going to end up on a show.
Yeah, you're on the show. You're going to be an interview, okay?
Yeah.
And not while you're sober. You're going to be an interview. Oh, hey, welcome to the Too Large and A Sarge vehicle. Hey, how's it going?
And you may be listening the next morning and say, who is that idiot in the backseat of the car? It's you. You're the idiot.
You signed that waiver, don't forget. Oh, how we go full circle. Okay, so back to the meal again. Sweet potatoes at this little threesome here's out. Stuffing and birds is out. The one thing that I've never been a big fan of, and it's weird because it's one of those things like I have, like, for example, ketchup. I hate ketchup, but I love tomato sauce, tomato paste, diced tomato, love all of it. That goes the same way on the Thanksgiving table for me with cranberry sauce.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever even tried it.
I didn't.
I've had just jellied cranberry sauce with actual cranberries in it. I can't get enough.
Yeah.
Give
See,
it,
I like
give it to me,
cranberries.
palate high and deep on my plate.
And it would.
Cranberry, everything.
Yeah, I know. Don't get it high and deep because if it's on my plate, I scrape it off. I think I would be okay though with the. You're saying that they have
Actual, it's like the cranberry sauce, but then they have cranberries in it also.
Well, see, that might not be too bad because I like cranberries.
So
do.
it's not as sweet as just the regular cranberry sauce. You get the tartness of the cranberries to kind of counteract the sweetness of this the jellied sauce.
Here's what we're doing. I'm sorry, Too Large and A Sarge. Tegan,
I guess we're gonna have to.
for our Thanksgiving Day show, guess what?
We're gonna
We're gonna
try.
have to try it, huh?
Yeah, but you know where this is going to go, right? If we're eating cranberries.
Oh, he's got. What does he have to eat?
I'm not eating yams. I'm not saying I've never had yams with this or this or this. They're saying they've never had cranberry sauce with cranberries in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
There it is. There's the challenge.
You see how this goes? You see how this works? We'll have the cranberry tasting for our Thanksgiving program.
Yes.
What else? I mean,
I don't know. Pumpkin pies. Like, what is your? Do you guys like pumpkin pie?
I like pumpkin
Do you?
pies.
Like without like whipped cream and ice cream and just plain.
Just plain or with whipped cream. It doesn't matter.
see, for me, it's a texture issue with me. I don't know if I had a bad one. Are they all kind of mushy?
They're all
Yeah,
kind of
they're all
mushy.
mushy.
They're all mushy.
Yes.
Okay, because every one I've tried, I just don't like that mushy texture. But I am a pumpkin fanatic. I'm one of the ones that everybody makes fun of. That as soon as it's even remotely close to pumpkin season, I'm thinking pumpkin gobs. I'm thinking pumpkin coffee. Oh my Lord, pumpkin coffee. I'm in love with it. But you put a piece of pumpkin pie in front of me, and I would rather not. I
Yeah.
would just pass on
Like
that.
I'm okay with like a lot of whipped cream and ice cream, but just plain and like pumpkin cheesecake is fantastic.
It's all right. Yeah, I don't mind it. I've had a piece of it before, and again, I think it gets in some spots a little bit.
It gets a little mushy. I know what you're saying with the texture, but I love it, and I was raised on it, and I know my mom would always make tons of extra pies because between me and my sister Sarah, we'd eat a whole pie ourselves just on Thanksgiving Day.
I've got a confession to make. I have to do it right now on this show.
Hold on to your hat. Hold on to your hats, people.
We bought.
I wasn't gonna mention it.
Talking about pie and pumpkin. We had bought through one of the kids bring home those fundraisers. Sam had brought home a wild berry pie and a pumpkin roll. And I mean, it's perfect time. They brought it right in time for Thanksgiving. And
I don't know what the pumpkin roll tasted like. Nor will I. Nor will I know what the pumpkin roll tasted like.
Mr. Wild Berry Pie. We turned those into 2 days worth of meals. I feel bad. The kids still had Halloween candy. They were fun. We had to sample it first, so if we really like it, we can go to pick it up from who we ordered it from. But yeah, that's you gotta prep. You know, like how athletes and runners before marathons. You know how they
have to prep before Thanksgiving.
You got
pre-Thanksgiving prepping.
Oh no!
Yeah, they're like Joey Chestnut before a big hot dog eating contest.
Drinks a bunch of water, eats a bunch of salad.
He eats healthy stuff.
Oh.
Well, it's just a lot of stuff he can eat. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I should have read more about what he did to prep. I thought that you'd prep by eating pies and and the fattiest food possible.
That's amazing. But like, so another thing with the pumpkin rolls, do you guys have a preference on the inside? Do you like the cream cheese filling or the other filling?
Is there any other filling?
know. See,
I know people make extra cream cheese filling for it. To me, it's too sweet. I like the regular amount of cream cheese filling.
Oh, it's so good. I'll take it however it comes. But you know, this is my favorite time of the year, and I feel so bad. And this was one thing I wanted to talk about too today. Is I just feel really bad about the fact that with the way that society's moving, you have Halloween that comes. Okay, so Halloween's here. And the next thing you see at your dollar stores or whatever, at your Walmarts, is they're already, it's not even October 31st, and you're already starting to see the Christmas decor in the back of the store.
Yeah.
Once Halloween's over with nowadays, that's it. It's straight red, white, and green across the board. And this is a great week to just talk about the importance of Thanksgiving. Like for me, being a big fan of autumn and the color palettes and the beauty of harvest season, this is our final que sera to the fall season. So for me, that's one reason why I love it. And Thanksgiving, it's just been completely dismissed and just ignored.
Absolutely it has.
From a retail standpoint. Why?
I can't even remember seeing Thanksgiving decorations in the store.
I've seen like turkeys and stuff, but there's not a lot.
Not a lot.
Like it's not.
Not like when we were kids.
No.
There was separate seasons.
And people push it. I think sometimes so much because it's the opening of the Christmas season. Shop, spend, and that drives me crazy.
And it's not a very marketable holiday. No. It's not, because we don't have for this holiday
unless you're
a flying Cupid that shoots arrows in people's butts, or we don't have a big floppy bunny that we can sell. We don't have a guy in a red suit that we can sell. And it's just really sad that Thanksgiving kind of loses that luster. There's no big financial gain with just having a turkey and a meal. There's no presents per se to be given out, and I think that's the reason why it gets cast to the wayside.
As far as retail and everything else, but I think it's one of the best family-oriented holidays.
Oh yeah, it's
and
crazy.
Not as stressful as Christmas. Christmas stresses me out.
And it's interesting too, because I think maybe here's a thought. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? But maybe the reason too why they start promoting so much Christmas stuff too and pushing Thanksgiving to the wayside is we don't live in the same society that we did when we were kids growing up.
Oh, absolutely not.
And so for most Thanksgivings and for most Christmases, this is the time of the year where people are now celebrating Thanks Christmas, and they're having to mesh their holidays because they don't get both to spend with their families nowadays.
People work on holidays now. You know,
Yeah.
it's not a Monday through Friday world anymore, and no shops open on Sundays.
Right.
It's the hustle and bustle of go, buy, work.
Absolutely.
So,
It is. It's a now society that we're in, and it has to happen. And there's so many deadlines anymore, and both parents working, and it's kind of sad if you think about
Absolutely
it.
it is. I agree. I think it's sad. You know, I grew up with my mom at home, and I was lucky. You know, all the meals were prepared. We had 3 meals at the dinner table, no phones, no TV. You know, that's what we did. And it's not like that anymore. And I try to do that at home with my child, because those are some of the most important things in the whole entire world. You have to talk to people. Like, you can't.
That face-to-face connection is just essential, and we've lost it.
Absolutely. We've lost it.
It's so funny that we're doing a podcast right now, but all I keep thinking in recent months is I hate technology.
Yeah.
I'm on it all the time. I'm one of the biggest victims of technology, just like I'm sure all of us at the table sitting here. And part of me resents it as I'm using it. You know, people talk about the blessings of it. How is that a blessing?
Yeah,
How is it a blessing to have that instant conversation with someone that you can talk to them for 2 seconds and then block them out like that? And it's informal and impersonal, and a lot of times people's feelings get hurt because messages aren't relayed correctly, things
Right.
aren't said right. If you accidentally have it on caps lock, now all of a sudden...
My mom does that all the time. That's usually by accident, but sometimes I don't think it's by accident.
Yeah, it's just so sad, and it just makes me feel bad that I wish it almost wasn't here, so we would be forced to knock on neighbors'
Yeah.
doors, and we would be wanting to get back into community events and community settings and things
But I
like
also
that.
think, I mean, that's our choice. Like, I'm on mine a lot, and I'll choose to charge it in my bedroom during the day, so I am off of it. You know, I don't let Abby on the iPad, iPhone, you know, because Sam loves all Apple products. You know, it's like us as people, we have to make that choice. We have to unplug, and we have to unplug our children, because I mean, they need to learn how to use it, obviously, and we need to keep up to date on this stuff, but like, it's 100% our choice to keep your phone in your purse for a few hours to get all that other stuff done. As like hard as it is, because it's an addiction. I completely think it's an addiction.
I'm completely addicted to it,
absolutely.
and I'm ashamed of it.
we all are, and I don't know if we do it because we like living through other people's life, whether it's their happiness
Absolutely.
or their misery, but everything is.
Yeah.
Did you see this?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, but
makes us not feel so bad sometimes.
Oh, I purposefully keep. We'll get into that in a minute. You were in the middle of a really serious thought, Sam. Go ahead.
that's all right. I just we're all guilty of it, and now you can't be successful, or you just can't function without the technology. It's a necessary evil now, and is it us as the consumers or who? But it is what it is, and if you choose to put it down for a couple hours, chances are you're going to pick it up, and you're going to go back and hurry up and catch up on everything you did lose out on for those hours that it was down.
But really, what have we lost? Truly, what have we lost?
I know.
What? Missing the latest picture of Aunt Flo's nut roll? What have we missed? Seriously, and that's so funny.
Something happened with Kim Kardashian while I put my phone down.
Oh no!
no!
Oh, I know, it's so bad. Or again, I think Sam said something there that brings up another point. You know, we're on there to see other people's happiness or to look at other people's misery. And I have a confession to make.
Oh no! Here's another one.
I know.
The first show, and she's got 2 confessions already.
She eats whole pumpkin rolls. Okay? And here's my second dirty secret, but it is, I have I'm afraid to say it because I'll be blocked by them. I'm not going to say any names, but there are certain people that I purposefully read their Facebook post because it's always death, destruction, and
It's always
misery.
misery.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not talking
absolutely.
like the standard, oh, phooey, my dog just died yesterday. It's like,
Phooey.
oh, the cops were at my house today again. They searched me, cavity searched my body. And
I don't know why some people put what they do. You don't have to put everything on Facebook.
No.
what?
It's nice to have a little bit of mystery there, people.
Just a slight bit
Little
of
bit.
mystery, yeah. But, or if you choose to keep it on, I have no problems personally with that. I enjoy reading about Jerry Springer scenarios.
My favorite, like I'm a meme queen. I have so many memes that I haven't posted on Facebook
You
because
have
they're really inappropriate.
There's a few you haven't posted yet.
wow. Wow.
Oh, we're getting that's Nancy's
Wow.
fart
The
face.
yeah.
I can't help it. People come up with these things and they're freaking hilarious. So I'm like, hey, I need to share this. Somebody else needs to laugh.
We agree. You
Yes.
you post some funny ones. Tegan's responsible, of course, for on our Too Large and a Sarge Facebook page. Which, by the way, if you have not liked or shared this page, you are forgiven. But please like and share this page.
Yes.
She had posted about, our earlier conversation about turkey and stuffing, and it's gross. She did a cute little.
Meme with a turkey and a pumpkin and
Yeah, it's cute. So find it, like it. And again, be sure to find our page and like it. And we're on YouTube, and we'll be available as well on SoundCloud too. But man, we're just all over the place
know.
today. We're so excited to be on a show and talking to you that we've covered a little bit of everything. And that's cool. That's fine. And if we're talking about social media addiction and things like that, with the holiday week being here right now, it's a good time maybe on Thanksgiving Day to maybe just put
Put it down.
put the phones down.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first person who picks up their phone has to
do the dishes.
do
No,
the dishes.
no.
Yes,
Oh.
absolutely. That's a good one.
Is
because
that not
those
the
are-
worst?
because they're all like big plates and they don't fit in the sink and it's just painful.
I hate Thanksgiving Day dishes. The good thing is when you have kids and they're of the right age.
Oh yes, yeah. Finally, my
Free
little,
labor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My little Tootsie is finally getting big enough that she can do those on her own. So that's nice.
We've got 2 dishwashers.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
I might-
So
I may borrow them.
it's fantastic. Yeah, we love it. And I'm telling you, I think another reason too why Amateur Night's Night that it is getting back into that is I think sometimes, now I've never had this and I'm kind of envious of this. I don't know if either of you two at the tables had this before, but again, I'm getting kind of weepy and sentimental. But the one thing I've always dreamed of, I've never come from a super big family, and we never for the holidays went anywhere or had family come to our home.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I always wanted the big, like the
ones in the
National
movies.
Lampoon's
I know,
Christmas
right?
and things like that, where the whole family comes together. I always dreamed of having that, because I always hear the ongoing jokes, like I was going to say about Amateur Night's a good night when it is, because you get a chance to drink to deal with your family the next day, And I say that jokingly, but I really don't know what that's all about. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's like to have the crazy uncle come in or have the grandpa forgetting to wear clothing to the dinner table or, all that good stuff.
Yeah, like growing up, we had our immediate, but like my family's all over and we're not really big. But as I got married into, and I'm not going to say how many times, into families.
What do you mean,
that
Black
were
Widow?
nice-
There's been no deaths
That's
involved.
awful.
Hi,
No-
pot.
do you-
That's the pot calling a kettle black.
Oh no!
Oh, but it was
Anyway.
love every time.
Hey, that's why we are real people. Because these are real situations and we've got real stories, good or bad. Anyway, because, getting married into bigger families, it was always nice having those, big meals, but, I didn't really grow up with it either. And, you watch the movies and you think, oh, that would be really, that'd be really nice to have the big spread across the big table with all the people and all the funny stories. But yeah.
Have you had that, Sam?
We, not really during Thanksgiving. A couple years we did a whole big renting the hall out and having Thanksgiving and everything else.
That's nice.
But usually for every Christmas we go to my grandparents on my mom's side and all the aunts and uncles and kids and cousins, and we'd all be there and showing up at different times and eating and everything else. So yeah, we had big Christmases together.
And I think like the bonding parts of those things too are, getting ready, like making everything for those meals is such a, and I'm a big fan of including, your children in making these things too, because that's a good learning experience for them. But, making the stuffing and the bird out of the bird, the pies, the turkey itself. Like turkey, it's not easy cooking a turkey. Like that's not just something you kind of have to prepare yourself.
You got to prepare yourself for it, yeah.
And it's funny that you would talk about that because, Sam here, he is the chef of the house. He's the chef of the house. If it comes to cooking meals, if my name's attached to anything made, it's all right. It's okay.
No.
But when it comes to Sam here, if he makes something, then all you hear is, the slapping noises from the mouth and everything. Oh, this is fantastic. This is the best food ever. And Sammy's quite the salesman. He sells the pitch. Now, don't get me wrong, the food's fantastic too, but it's always made with love.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
The extra ingredient that you don't get anymore is love.
Yes.
There's love in my food.
Oh, and it is. That's true. And like you said, families working together and cooking together, I think that's the reason why he's such a fantastic
absolutely
cook that he is, because he just throws little pinches here and little pinches there. And
there's not much measuring. There's not.
Yeah, that's the best kind, though. My dad's that way. My mom, like growing up, I'm one of 3 girls, and like she didn't want us in the kitchen. She always wanted to focus on it, do it her way, and it was that way. So I didn't learn how to cook.
It was for most meals. It was. My mom would have us in there, but it was funny you mentioned that because Thanksgiving and Christmas, she'd always yell. She goes, "Everybody out of the kitchen because the turkey's going to soak up the juice and we're not going to have anything for gravy." And we'd be in there. I'd be trying to get the skin off the turkey as soon as it comes out. I love that crispy skin off the turkey. I eat that, and I'm trying to get that, and you're burning your fingers and you're burning your mouth, and she's yelling, "Everybody get out! Everybody get out!"
Well, it's so funny too that she mentioned 3 sisters, because how did you become the cook that you are?
I don't know. I just paid attention with my mom. I was a mama's boy. I just paid attention, and don't get me wrong, my sisters are amazing cooks, but I turned out, and it was actually one of my passions that I thought about was going to culinary school.
Yeah.
Whenever I was younger, yeah.
And let's be honest, I was going with this about the fact Sam is one of 4 children. His other siblings are all females. He was a little outnumbered.
Just a little outnumbered.
Just a little bit.
It was probably safer to hang with mom in most cases. Probably. I mean, mom's already been through some of the life cycle changes that can make women really crazy, more than the normal crazy that we are. So for him, probably hanging out with mom in the kitchen was probably a sweet release.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, like my sisters are fantastic bakers and cookers, and like I'm okay, but it's not something that I've ever really focused on. And it's not because I have a whole freaking cupboard full of cookbooks because I love them. I love recipes. I love putting things together.
Oh, the pictures look great.
I know.
I love looking at the pictures of food that I'll never cook.
Oh, Pinterest.
Pinterest is the best.
Cookbooks are great, and I love looking through cookbooks. Pinterest recipes is just, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Yeah, because before I search any recipes on Pinterest, the word easy accompanies everything. Every time. I feel so bad at this point. Like, Pinterest probably already automatically pops up the word easy for me if I start typing in anything with food.
Well, I mean, it's so much easier now. Like, you don't have to, everything you can buy, you can make it from scratch, or you can buy it half pre-made, so it's not as hard as it used to be. And you've got crock pots, you've got what are those, air fryers? I mean, you've got things that are just
pressure
insane.
cookers.
I know.
It's crazy.
It
And
is.
it's funny that you said about quick and easy, because in our household we have issues with Too Large and A Sarge. We have a sergeant sitting at the table with us, talking with us, and there's a lot of comments that are made about terrorism and ISIS and things. And it's funny that you would mention that in easy, because we were shopping for our Thanksgiving dinner, and we were talking about stuffing, and he would just go past like the already cut breadcrumbs and say that they were made from ISIS.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that use that.
Yeah.
Use those pre-made breadcrumbs for stuffing, and they're called Al Qaeda or ISIS or the Taliban.
Now, listeners, we are, Tegan and I are on your side if you do that. We tend, again, this show is R-rated, for real. And dag nabbit, I have made stuffing with pre-cut.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with using the pre-cut bread cubes that you
No.
buy in the bags. It's just I love my family more than you love your family. Because I cut up the bread and I set it out in a bowl with a dish towel over top of it for a couple days so it all gets stale and it gets perfect. And I love my family more than you love yours.
Clearly, I need some lessons from Sammy, because Stouffer's has been in my life for a while. And I apologize, and that probably just makes you cringe.
If I was served stovetop stuffing on Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
I would ridicule you
I know you would.
at the
It's
table.
okay. I could take it. I've got some pretty broad shoulders. I would take it well.
There would be heavy ridicule. And
You have no idea.
Oh.
You have no idea in our household. The two little ones pick up more Sam-isms than they pick up Nancy-isms. I'm just, we'll have to get into the prison wallet conversation at some other point here. Once you get to know us a little better, we're hoping with this first episode that
We don't want to let out all the secrets.
Oh, yeah. That'll be for another conversation. But his influence is heavy inside of the household. If you only have time for stovetop, or if you only have time for pizza on Thanksgiving, just as long as you're happy with what you have in your life and in your current situations and stuff, that's what we care about the most is, for this week, you being with or doing the things that you love and the things that you appreciate and that you're most thankful for.
And keeping up your traditions and passing your traditions on to your kids so they can pass the traditions on.
Absolutely.
And if your traditions are stovetop, then that's what you're used to and that's your traditions. And
Yeah.
And absolutely.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
no.
Or, as we're moving into the new year, there's always room for change with New Year's and New Year's resolutions. Maybe it's time to turn over a new leaf. I know I used to, I can't even look at Sam at this point when I say this. I used to, not let my bread sit out, and I used to cut it that morning, and instead of using real chunks of celery and onions, I used to kind of, I know, I can't look at you, I'm sorry. I used to onion salt and celery salt and all of that, and with new ages and new phases, you just do new traditions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it does. It all depends on what situation you're in. Like, this is different for me this year. I am, as my eye twitches, single. So, it is. It's just all different. And I'm going to be spending Thanksgiving with my dad and my daughter and my stepmom and my cousin. And I asked them, what do you want me to bring? Which is, the normal question. What do you want me to bring? So my dad says that he wants me to make the buffalo chicken dip. Only because I think my dad sometimes doesn't, I'm still the baby. So, I can throw a bunch of stuff in a crock pot and bring it over. But hey, I thought, I'm going to do that. That's fine. I can do that. But I'm going to attempt to make a blueberry pie. A pretty one. Not just a regular blueberry pie.
Really?
So,
Well, first off, let's
Are you
stop
gonna
the
make
presses.
crust? Are you gonna make the crust yourself?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to
good.
try.
Okay.
This is
I'm gonna
from
have backup,
scratch.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
from
this-
scratch. There's not blueberry pie filling. Out of a
No,
can?
no real blueberries.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. Ooh, no. That stuff's like syrup. That's
Yeah, I know.
disgusting.
Yeah. They're good for mountain pies, but not
Yeah,
for
but not for blueberry
real
pie.
pies.
Yeah, no, I was gonna get blueberries.
Okay.
Take it. I'm really impressed.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
so this is the real from scratch, not like
That's not from.
not like the 2017 from scratch.
But I will have that as a backup in case I fail miserably.
Oh man, I wish that you would have been here last night. I was watching the videos. They make it look so easy in the videos, but I'm sure it's far more difficult. But I was just watching the video the other night on Facebook that they have with the different pie crusts, and they cut them into little hearts, and then
little stars. That's what I think I'm gonna do with stars.
I know, and they do like the trim the whole way around, and like they cascade it up to the
Yeah.
center with these little cutouts. Man, I love watching those videos. I don't know if anybody thinks the way that I think, but for whatever reason, when I watch those videos, like I feel like I've partaken in cooking the pie.
Look what we did.
But yeah, by the time it's done, I don't know if anybody else has that quick 2-second sense of accomplishment when it's finished, but I do, and I don't know what's wrong with
Right,
me.
yeah, it's like when Lucas helps me with the brakes. Hey, Mom, we put on the brakes. He handed me a wrench, you know.
But I feel that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and now that we've talked about that, I love the Facebook cooking videos where they snap their fingers
Oh, I know.
and they have a whole onion in
Yeah.
their hand and they snap their fingers
And it's cut up.
and it's cut up.
Like that is one of my biggest, whether like the chopping part of things, cooking. How do they get them so stinking small? Like how does that?
That's the love. Every time.
Is that what it is?
That's
Because
the
apparently I
love.
don't love
Every time I do that, and I'm cutting up the onions and the celery, because like in my stuffing or potato salad, the big chunks of celery is just too
Oh,
much.
yeah, that's too much.
Sometimes I put it paper thin and it takes a little extra, but that's the love.
That's
That's
the
the
love,
extra.
okay.
That's the extra ingredient.
Well, I need some more love, folks. I need some more love.
On a future Too Large and A Sarge show, Sam shows us the love. That's what we'll call the episode. Sam shows us the love. It will be not recorded in a dining room. It'll be recorded in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
With chop noises and,
Yes.
and the correct music, which I don't know why gangster rap would be
Hey, that might be good.
affiliated with love,
Yeah.
but
is.
that
In the
works.
kitchen.
Or
Yeah.
either that or Sam will sing his own songs. You know,
Yes.
we always get the nice vocals from Sam. But yeah, Sam shows us the love. Save that for a future episode for us. Oh, but I love those videos. They're fantastic. Like, wouldn't you love in real life to go, okay, all right, okay, so I'm making this. I've got to get this all put together. Okay, here's my onions. Here's my peppers. Here's all this. You've exhausted yourself at the grocery store just so you can go
I know,
and
right?
boom. Like it's all carved
Gone.
already. It's
like-
perfect.
It's like the Jetsons kitchen.
I love it. I just wish it would happen so bad. But then again, I'm a huge fan of Harry Potter and I love magical things and
Yes.
it's magical.
I think if you use a food processor, it's pretty much instant whenever you
Is
chop.
it?
Yeah,
Okay, well,
it's-
I don't
yeah.
have one of those.
Oh, what's that? I don't have that in my kitchen. Where the kids are the dishwasher, Sam's the food processor.
Right.
There you go. Sandy the food processor.
So when he's not here, what am I supposed to do? I've clicked over an onion about 20 times and it still hasn't cut it.
And you know what? You know what's really sad though? On a side note, people watch these videos, younger people that might not have worldly experience, and they don't have a clue. Like they think that things can happen that instantly. No, it is really the love.
Or they won't
is.
try
They won't
because
try.
they know it's not that instant and they don't want to have to work
Yeah.
for it. Now, youth, before you get upset and refuse to listen to our program, not all of you are like that, but we do understand what victims you are of society as well, too. When you're growing up in these ages where everything's now and instant,
Yep.
for goodness sakes, having to wait a week to get a package in would be unheard of now when you
I
have
know.
2-day
Oh my gosh,
delivery,
yeah.
or...
There isn't even with cooking, like one of my specialties is ham pot pie, and preparing the ham pot pie is an all-day event.
Absolutely.
It takes longer to do a ham pot pie than it does a whole Thanksgiving meal, I think.
I've
'Cause
watched
you.
you.
Yeah, because it's intense in the preparation and making the homemade dough, making everything. You got to set some time aside and you sit back and you appreciate what your mom and your grandmother used to do, making for that many kids and how much work actually went into it.
I agree,
Absolutely.
100%. I do. Yeah, it's crazy to think about where we were, where our roots are, and where we're at now. And
Absolutely.
again, I think that's ever so important. Even if we can allot these special times of the year for our Easter holidays, Thanksgiving holidays, Christmas holidays, to at least make that the one time of the year where we try to instill some of those old time values and traditions into it, then it's better something than nothing,
Absolutely.
is what I would say.
Well, I think it's even different, with cooking the turkey. A lot of people, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, people started deep frying turkeys.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is, it's good.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I have never had a deep fried turkey.
Oh my
Really?
God.
Oh, it's
No.
good.
No.
If it's done properly, it's really good.
I would love to try it. I have
Yeah.
some fears installed in me from my upbringing. Like, I'm afraid, even to this day, to buy a turkey deep fryer because I've heard in the past, we'll never have one of those things because they cause fires and explosions and death and carnage. Happy Thanksgiving. And I'm like, oh man.
So your mom was the Wicked Witch of the West?
Oh, well, no, Mom, if you're listening, I'm just saying she was extra cautious.
Okay, the voice was very...
I'm extra cautious now. And it wasn't said maybe exactly quite like that, but...
little dramatic flair on Nancy's end.
What? Dramatic? Me? But no, seriously. And so I was always terrified because all I could see in my head, people would say... Like, they would say that I deep fried turkey, and I'm thinking, you're lucky to be alive.
I know. Well, they are dangerous. You have to, my dad's done it, and I don't think I'd ever attempt. I would never.
We have a electronic pressure cooker in the house.
Yeah.
And every time I still use it, Nancy's like, well, those.
I know, pressure
I said,
cookers.
they're not like the old pressure cookers. This is not going to explode, but every time it's on the counter.
Sam, did you tighten it tight? Are we sure? I swear I hear air leaking out of it.
It's going to, wait, don't take the top off yet. It's going to explode.
It'll be done and over with, and it's done, and the kids will go buy it, and I'll be like, don't stand close to it. I know, it's so terrible, but yeah, I'm extra cautious with things like that. So deep fried turkey, I've always wanted to try it, but I think
It's
I'd have
taboo.
to. Yeah. I'll come to your house after you have it on the table.
Yeah.
I don't want to be caught in some major explosion that forms like a mushroom cloud over 3 blocks.
There's Afghanistan, and then there's frying turkeys. That's where the level of danger goes.
Here's how we defeat ISIS.
We give them all turkey fryers and turkeys.
Oh, what is this? Boom!
I think they're used to that anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
I
probably.
learned that pretty early.
Yeah, that's every day. That's every day.
We're trying not to get political. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Hey,
just,
the truth isn't political.
yeah, I mean, if that's how we want to defeat ISIS, just buy them turkey fryers. I just, that makes sense, or pressure cookers.
Pressure
Yeah,
cooker.
well, I
Well, they already
never,
have pressure cookers. They make bombs out of those. They do. It's the
Really?
truth.
Out of real
Yeah.
pressure
Out of
cookers?
real pressure cookers. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, now see, I'm never going to have one, thank you. That doesn't need to be in
See,
my
Mom,
life.
you were right. That's why we should have never had one on our house. And Sam's talking about people being terrorists, and we have an item of terrorism in our house. This is craziness.
Watch out! The feds are going to show up at my house.
I know, right?
Yeah, knock at the door like 15 minutes from now. Excuse me, we had word, but we have communications on you, and was there talks of pressure cookers in the house?
Yeah, we have a pressure cooker.
Oh, speaking of cops being at our house in 15 minutes, one of the recent things that's been going around our area is the calls from people saying that we owe money to the IRS.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah.
Several people I know have received calls from them, one of which is sitting at this table.
I received a phone call, and I got a voice message, and I listened to it, and this guy with an Indian accent saying that I was to contact him immediately. I owed money. So I was on my way home, and from driving home, which is about 45 minutes, I called them and harassed them, and to the point where they kept hanging up the phone on me because I was just making a big deal about it. Until I got home and I walked in, and I'm still calling them, and then the guy finally breaks down and he wants to be my friend. And we had, about a half-hour conversation on the phone?
Oh, they were good buddies. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It is pretty amazing. And I said some nasty stuff to him. He said some nasty stuff to me.
There were racial slurs being exchanged between each other.
Yeah.
We're not going to say what they are, but there were implications made that from the area where the caller came from, that he was one of those. Use your imagination. We'll leave it at that. And he had thought Sam to be of a specific race. And I couldn't believe it. They were calling each other by these names. And I'm sitting there going, wait a second.
He started it.
He did. He started it first. He started it.
It doesn't make it right, but he started it.
No. But they use that as terms of hatred towards each other. And then the next thing you know, hey, Ma, and hey, Ma. And then I'm like, where did this go? How did this make this turn?
He wanted to come pick me up in a limousine and party with me.
Yeah,
that's where the conversation.
With women, I know.
Yeah, he said, this is your address. I can have a limo come by. We'll have women and we'll party. I was like, bring it. Let's do this.
The point behind this, I bring this up because it is actually happening in our area. These calls are real. If you're hearing about them on the news or whatnot, they're happening.
Real. I saved the voicemail and it's real.
Oh, it's a total scam. It's a total prank. Real people are calling us. So just be aware of that. And we're getting ready here. We said it's an hour-long program. We're getting ready to wrap this program up for you. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed this hour. We're greatly appreciative that you listened to us. And if you like us, please like us and share our program. Again, we can be found on Facebook, YouTube. You will be able to find us as well on SoundCloud. And don't forget our question. It was a 2-part question, our question of the day.
Yep. Stuffing in a turkey or out, and giblets in the stuffing or no giblets.
And we'll have that posted. You can take a look at it right now. You'll find it on Facebook. We want your input on that. And it's too, we want your input on the show, if there's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether you like it, whether you don't, whether you hate us, what we can change, topic of discussion.
Yeah, definitely give us some topics too. We'll talk about anything except for politics.
Yeah, politics and religion is completely
out.
We want to keep this lighthearted. When we got the show put together, our main thoughts were for entertainment purposes only. So please bear in mind the hour that you have listened to is for entertainment purposes only. Your thoughts and opinions are valued. We appreciate you if they're different than ours. Thank you for continuing to listen to us. That's huge. Thanks for being part.
Thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you for being part of our first show.
Our very first
Aww.
Too Large and A Sarge.